world has to have an end and a beginning and an end. And they talk about the Big Bang theory and all that stuff, but well, before the Big Bang, there were those particles. And what was before those particles? So they have a beginning or something like that, or they were just like floating particles. They have a beginning. What was the beginning of those particles? It's like a contradiction to the theory that they are trying to prove.
And the studies that Mario mentioned about the soul and that it weighs less, well, if the soul is material and
He studied dead bodies, and he proved that after dying, you lose a half a pound or like very little weight of when you die, because he states that your soul sets apart from your body, and in animals the animals don't lose any kind of weight.
Okay. So let's listen to what we have to say about materialism, but the position is now against. So the first question goes like this: what proofs do we have that demonstrate materialism does not exist?
Maybe the existence of non-material things, like idea, I think it's maybe a reaction or chemical process in our brain, but if we cannot see it and we cannot feel or something like that, is cannot material.
Well, it's impossible to gather direct evidence of matter as there is no direct experience of matter. All that experience is perception, whether it's internal or external. And also, matter is not about anything. It makes no sense if you ask a physicist to say that what is an electron? Like, what does it mean or what does it represent? So what do these quarters over here represent? Unless the physicist has assigned some symbolic meaning to these quarters. Quarters really doesn't mean anything. And the question doesn't really make sense. However, mental events like beliefs, desires, thoughts, and so forth are about things. If you have belief, you have belief about something. So if matter cannot be about anything unless it is assigned by the mind and beliefs are about things, then mind cannot be matter.
For example, also something about the mind and the brain. Scientists sometimes say that mind is a different thing than the brain. And then the brain is the thing that makes the mind work. But this isn't so well supported with arguments, because the scientists have not found like particles that are the ones that make the mind function. Because if they say that, for example, in the animal kingdom, the lions are born and they go with other lions and they hunt, they do the same things, and all the other animals do the same things as them. For the human beings, we have that thing that they don't have, the reason. We have knowledge and we have the rationalism, and we can choose what to do. We feel. For example, the scientific people, they say that, for example, if you're in love with someone, it's hormones. But if it's hormones, well, everyone has hormones, so why it has to be with a specific person? For example, in animal kingdom, talking about the animal kingdom again, the lion is the head of the chain, and he's a head. So he doesn't have like just a wife or something like that in animal kingdom, and a wedding and the lion making parties. No, they just like they are the head, and they procreate with all the other females in the group. And here, with the human race, it's very different. Here, normally, we're in love with someone, and we want to share our life with that special person. Well, in some cases not. Well, that's as I said, that's choose from the person, and that's what makes us different. That's what proves that soul is something that can make us choose.
So, which concept supports the idea that materialism is wrong and that soul exists?
But I think we have to take in consideration that there are people like, for example, the near-death experience or out-of-the-body experience, and they happen. What about that? If we don't have a soul, why there are people that says and affirms that it happened to them? If it's all in the matter, why can why it can be possible to?
And Eve is just for the kids to understand what
You just said it's a legend.
It's like a myth that the church created.
we have no proof that Adán or Eve actually existed.
So let's go back. Here, do you agree with materialism a little bit, or you completely assume that materialism is wrong at all?
Well, if it's possible, there is something that it's called post-materialism. That is when you think about materialism, but you also add something to that, like the soul thing. So we don't say that there is not such thing as matter because we will be wrong. Like it is and it can be proved, but there is something else, and that materialism lacks of. So that's what famous person said, that it is called post-materialism. It's when you understand it, but you add something to it.
And there is
Okay.
also an argument that it's called the Mary argument, which is from Frank Jackson, an Australian philosopher, that says that imagine that there is a neuroscientist who knows everything about colors, and there is like let's call her Maria, and she's locked in a room, and everything in that room is color black and white, and someday she just came out for the first time and saw a red rose. That first time she had an experience about what red color actually is, knowing that I said before that she is a neuroscientist that supposedly know everything of what color is about. So, like I said before, science is just a perception of everything that we know, what we didn't know for
Then how could you?
Okay, so if materialism is true, what implications does that have on the meaning of life?
Well, I was just going to say that the thing that my partner mentioned, this means that materialism can also be true, because I'm not totally disagreeing with materialism. You have to be in a balance, because in that story, for example, in that specific case, the materialism was not good, because she was in a place that was not the reality. Then she came out to the reality, and she knew the real world. So in that case, materialism was just what she was seeing, the perception, like our scientists.
Yes, so
But in
your
today's
advice
reality-
is to be a healthy materialist?
Yeah, because in today's world, that's what we do. We just the scientists perceive something, and we are just watching those things. But there is also more beyond that. We can't just see the things that we have here and just say that these are the things that are true, just like in the story.
Okay, so if materialism is true, what implications does that have on the meaning of life?
Well, in my personal opinion, I like to believe that materialism is not true. Because if materialism is true, for me, there's no meaning of life. We are just animals, because we will be equal as them. As Emmanuel said before, what separates us from animals is reason. And according to Aristotle, the reason comes from our mind, which he uses as synonym of soul. So if we have no reason, we are no different from animals. So
Although Aristotle thought that no soul could be preserved alive without a body. And for example, on this first reading that I was mentioning, the nature of things, Lucretius says that we think as to an afterlife because we are afraid, because our fear our lives to end, to totally end. So he says that a real meaning of life is to be happy, to satisfy ourselves and our loved beings, because when we die, it's over. And
when we die, we have fulfilled our meaning, the meaning of our life, because the meaning of our lives is here in the earth.
I think I like to believe that there is something else.
In my
That we're not
person-
Yeah.
just, I mean that we're not just meant to be born and then die. In my beliefs, I think there is something else.
I also
Yes,
think
because-
in my personal opinion, I believe in materialism because, well, I really think that there is no soul. And the meaning of life is defined by you, but like while you are growing, while you're like seeing the reality, there's no ingredient that says this is your purpose in life. I mean, for me, there's not such a thing like that. I mean, you define the meaning of life while you live, and for example, as the most common thinking says, happiness is the happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. And Emerson says, the purpose of life is not to be happy, it is to be useful, not to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived you have lived and it well.
But if we have no soul, how can we reach happiness? I mean, we can be content as a cow, as an animal, but how can we really reach truly happiness if we are only
Yeah.
matter?
How can your life how can your life get a meaning if you are not a rational being, if you don't have
You're
a
only
soul?
meant to be born and then die.
Materialism does not eliminate our rationality. It considers our rationality. Many even think
Philosophers, our rationality comes from our mind, from our soul, not
From our essence.
brain.
Yeah, but
We only are moral agents where we are capable of choosing. We have free will. If we are just animals, how can we have free will?
that at the
It's
end
all
you have
about-
to look at what level of materialism you're pointing at, because it feels like a skepticism. Extreme skepticism doesn't permit you to live your life like actually living it. You're pretending you're living something you don't really think or believe exactly. So, for example, the materialist belief from Aristotle says that we have a soul, we have irrational powers, and that's how our reason comes from. That's why animals don't have it. But that reason, that soul, dies with us. There's no something beyond that. We have to fulfill our projects. We have to use our reason for our life.
So
not
they believe
after.
that our soul is matter.
Yes.
Well,